Hello, and welcome to SurveyMethods.com's video tutorial on analyzing your survey. We are splitting this section into two parts, and in this part we will cover the basic reports and the quick report generator, as well as exporting reports to PDF and Word, publishing your results online to share with others, and exporting your data to Excel for further analysis. We have already posted a video on the powerful Custom Report Builder, which allows you to analyze your data and build professional reports that can be exported at the press of a button. You can find the Custom Report Builder demo, along with other videos on building a basic survey, adding page logic and quotas, customizing your survey and account settings, launching your survey, and more on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/surveymethods. We'll also include links in the description for this video on YouTube. The survey we created in the previous videos has been live for a little while now, and we've received over 40 responses, so we're ready to start reviewing and analyzing our preliminary data. To see our survey results, we can click on the Analyze icon for the survey we wish to analyze. The Analyze Survey menu gives you a real-time look at your survey responses. The top section of the page will show you some general statistics about your survey, including the launch date, the total number of respondents, the median response time, and then you can see whether those respondents were from the web launch or the email launch. Down below, we have the different report options. Let's first look at the results summary. This report provides an easy-to-read summary of your response data. For example, on our report, we can look at a graph showing the age groups of our respondents as a count and percent of total. Different types of questions will be displayed differently on the report. So for example, question 10 is a matrix question, so we will see the results displayed in a matrix format. If a question has a comment box, such as question 14 on our survey, you will see a magnifying glass which will show you the detailed responses. This will also provide you a link to view the complete response from the respondent who provided the comment. Similarly, if you have an Other Please Specify option on a question, like we had on question 12, there will be a link to view those comments. Going back to the top, we have some options if we want to filter the data. First, we can limit to only complete or partial responses with the drop-down on the left. Partial responses are responses where users began the survey but have not yet clicked the Submit button. In this demo survey, we have 41 responses and all of them are complete, so we won't have any partial responses to show you. In the next section, you can jump directly to a single question. So if we want to just look at how likely our respondents would be to recommend our products to a friend, we can display that question. Lastly, on the right, we have a button to create criteria. This menu allows you to filter the results in 3 different ways: by responses to specific questions, by the date and time a survey was submitted, and by custom field data, which is data that we uploaded about the respondents as part of our email launch. We won't go over custom fields in detail in this video, but you can get more information by watching our survey launch video. Filtering the data with criteria works very similarly to setting up page logic or survey quotas. First, you'll choose the criteria type. Let's say, for example, that we want to see results for respondents in the 36 to 45 age group. We'll choose questions in the first dropdown, and then choose the age question, and set that equal to 36 to 45. I'll click Add Criteria to set that as the criteria, and then save and exit to view the results. Now we're viewing data only for respondents who selected that choice on the first question. You'll notice that there are 6 respondents, but one of those respondents specified that they do not use Acme products. So after question 3, we only have 5 responses on each question. And that's because the page logic ended the survey for the respondent who said no to question 3. Now let's look at filtering responses based on when a survey was submitted. We can choose date and time in the criteria type, and then we have a number of options for filtering based on date and time. Let's look at responses that were received in the first half of February. So we'll set it based on responses that occurred between 12:01 a.m. on February 1st and 11:59 p.m. on February 15th. When I click Add Criteria and save and exit, I'm returned to the results summary, and I see we have 32 responses. Let's say we also want to filter that data to only look at responses from respondents with children. We'll select question 2, and then set it to where the response is greater than 0, and click Add Criteria. You can toggle the and or to set whether the respondent needs to meet both criteria or either criteria. We want to filter for both, so we'll leave it as and click Save and Exit. Now we can see there were 23 responses in that time frame from respondents with children. We can then look to see, for example, how satisfied this segment is with our products, or we can look at the specific feedback that they've provided. That's pretty much it for the results summary report. Let's take a look at the individual results report, and then we'll come back to exporting, printing, and sharing your survey results. We can access the individual results by clicking the individual results link here, or by returning to the reporting menu and clicking individual results. By default, it will start by loading response 1, which is the oldest response to your survey. At the top, you will see the data available about this response, including how they accessed the survey, when they began the survey, how long they took to complete the survey, and the custom field data, if any. Next, if you have any quotas set up, you can see if this response is counting against any of them. Down at the bottom, you will see the detailed response. You can scroll through the responses with this arrow, or you can jump to any response by entering a number within the range and clicking Go. Just like on the results summary, we can add criteria to filter the results. So if we want to look at the 6 responses in the 36 to 45 age range, we can add that criteria and click Save and Exit. Now we will see there are 6 responses showing, and we can scroll through them with the arrow. If for some reason you need to delete a response, say for example it is skewing your data, or you know it's an invalid response, you can delete it by clicking this button and then entering yes in the box in all caps. Once a response is deleted, it is not recoverable, so make sure you are certain you want to delete it before following through. Now let's talk about exporting and sharing your data. On the individual report, you have 4 options: Publish Results, Export to Excel, Convert to PDF, and Email PDF. Let's start with Convert to PDF. If I click this button, the system will create a PDF and generate a link to download the file. Using that link, you can open or save the file, which has the full respondent and response information. Similarly, you can use the email PDF link to send a PDF of this response to any email address. I will craft a custom message and then hit Send to distribute the survey response as a PDF attachment. Taking a look at my email, I can see that it was received. Another option for sharing your results is to publish them online, which will create a web page with your survey results that you can then share with anyone you want. If they have access to the link, they can visit that link as often as they like to see the latest survey results. Let's show you how this works. Clicking on Publish Results takes us to a page where we can confirm we want our results published, and then choose whether we want to share summarized data or summarized data and individual responses. We have an option to set a password to access the report, and then can set the security of the report. We generally recommend enabling SSL whenever possible, so I will check that box. Lastly, you can choose whether the people who have access to the results can filter the results using criteria analysis, whether they can print a PDF, convert to a Word file, email a PDF of results, and export to Excel. I'm going to allow the first 4, but I don't want users to export to Excel, so I will leave that unchecked. Now I will hit Save. Right here you will see the URL created for your survey results, which you can copy and paste into an email or distribute other ways. You can also send an email with the URL directly from the application by clicking the Email Publish URL button. Let's pull up the report in a different window. As you can see, it looks very similar to the results summary, but people who visit this link cannot export to Excel since I didn't allow that function. Going back to the report, let's take a look at exporting to Excel. Clicking on the Export to Excel link pops up a box with some further options. First, we can choose whether to export to an Excel file or a CSV file. Next, we can choose whether to export the actual data, or if we want to use statistical analysis software, we can convert the data to numerical values. What this would do is convert multiple choice responses to a numerical value. For example, taking a look at our survey, on the first question, if a respondent chooses 36 to 45, that is the 1, 2, 3, 4th response, so the application would export that response as the value 4. This would be the equivalent of an SAV or SPSS file and could be uploaded to any statistical analysis software without issue. Lastly, we need to choose if we want the export sorted by when the recipient survey was launched or when the survey was completed. We want to sort by survey completion date, so I'll select that and click Export. The system will generate an Excel file, and when it is ready, you will see a link to download the file. Let's go ahead and open that up to see what it looks like. Note that if we have a filter applied, exporting the results is only going to export results that meet the active criteria. In this case, we only have the 6 responses that meet the active criteria. Let's take off the active criteria and export the full dataset into Excel. Now we can see all 41 responses, including the identifying information, as well as any custom field data. Keep in mind, if your survey was set to anonymous, you won't be able to see the respondent's IP address. Each row is one response. Out to the right, we can see that for single response questions, each question is one column, and for multi-response questions, each possible response is in its own column, since a respondent can choose more than one. Now we can work with this data as needed, create and format graphs, sort or filter the data, and more. But if Excel isn't your strong suit, I'd suggest watching our video on the Survey Methods Custom Report Builder. That module makes advanced analysis simple and allows you to build beautiful charts in minutes. You can then export the report to Word and it's ready to present. I will now return to the reporting menu as there are a few additional exporting options for the results summary. We've covered publish results and export to Excel. If we choose Convert to PDF on the results summary, it's slightly different from the individual results, which only converts the single report to PDF. For the results summary, we can choose to create the PDF with or without comments displayed. Then it will create a PDF of this report as it looks now, including any filters applied. Convert to Word works similarly, except the report will be exported into a Word document. This gives you a little bit more flexibility to add or remove text or elements, delete questions, etc., and then you can distribute as a Word doc or print this to PDF. Email PDF works the same as for the individual reports, except it will email the same PDF that we just created from the Convert to PDF link. Lastly, Print will format the report for printing and open the Print dialog box. That just about covers everything you need to know about the two basic reports, Results Summary and Individual Results. So let's move on to the Quick Reports Generator, which is only available to professional and enterprise account users. This report will give you some additional charting functionality, as well as allow you to export the report directly to PowerPoint. Every survey will start with the default report, and let's show you what that includes by clicking the Print Preview button. The default report is going to show you a summary of all responses in two different graphical formats: a histogram showing the counts for each response and what percent of the total responses that represents, and a bar graph showing the percent of total. Different questions are going to lend themselves to different types of charts, but you'll have access to all of them on this report. Now let's go back and show you how we can customize this report. Back in the reporting menu, we click on Create Report to get started building a new report. The report is going to start out identical to the default report, with all of the same charts down below. We can adjust the global chart settings with this button here to set the default chart formatting options. We can choose whether we want to display percentages, total number of responses, or neither. Then we've got some built-in themes if you want to use a standard color scheme. Next, you can choose whether to show or hide the response legend. And in the final section, if you're using the default theme, you can customize the color by choosing a single color for all of the categories and also setting a background color. Finally, you can choose to apply these settings to all charts, overriding any other customizations, or only to charts that do not have their own customization. Once you've set the global settings, we can start customizing individual charts. If we scroll down, we see a gear icon at the top of the second chart for each question. This will allow us to customize the chart type and theme for each chart. The first question, for example, lends itself to a pie chart, so let's change the chart type to pie and it will update automatically. For question 5, maybe we want to use a scatter chart. We also want to remove the legend, display by totals rather than percentages, and let's change the dots to green and the background color to a light gray. We can continue customizing question by question. We can also set filters if we want to save different reports for different segments. Once we're done customizing the report, we can click Save As to give the report a custom name. Now you'll see on the reporting menu we show the default report and the new custom report we built. As we receive additional responses, we can run or export the report again at the click of a button. This report can be great for setting up different segments that you'd like to review. You can create a different report for each segment and review them as often as you'd like. Just like the other reports, you have an option to email this report, export it to Word or PDF, or publish it so that you can share the link with others. Unlike the basic reports, you can also export this report to PowerPoint. You can then drop it into an existing template, add text and other customizations, and you'll be ready to share your results in no time. Note that it can take a little bit longer for the PowerPoint report to be built, so you may need to give it a few minutes, depending on how many questions and responses you have. I've sped it up for purposes of this video, and once it's ready, it will open automatically. We've included some spaces here where you can enter titles and commentary, but you can also change the theme and color scheme, delete or rearrange the charts, and more. You can create as many quick reports as needed and access them from the reporting menu. That's it for the basic reports, quick report generator, and exporting and printing your results. I highly encourage you to view the Custom Report Builder demo, as that module contains the most powerful functionality, such as building segments and generating cross-tab charts and tables to give you the most flexibility to analyze your data. If you're ready to get started with the Survey Methods account, head on over to our website, www.surveymethods.com, and click the green Get Started button at the top right. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to see our other videos, check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/surveymethods. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email us at smsupport@surveymethods.net.